Okay, now it's starting recording. I didn't get any of that.
It's a shame you all missed all of that. It's comedic gold.
Yeah, it's great. I'm happy we're working through that trauma together.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it. Oh, there we go. Welcome back to the Star Wars Hunters podcast after we have not played in 2 weeks because someone had to be selfish and have a child.
I mean, technically I didn't, but my wife did.
You were at least involved for, at least 30 seconds of the ordeal.
At least 30 seconds on a good day.
But yes, we are so happy for you that everything came out okay.
So
Me too.
happy.
Everything came out okay.
You.
Literally.
Goblins are a type of goblinkin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I had the category correct.
Yeah. Humanoid, not monstrosity.
Thanks for that confirmation.
Wow, okay.
I was worried, honestly.
Just making everybody's well informed.
That's great.
Let's wait until you hear some of the noises in the baby monitor. Might be infernal.
I bet.
That's what's
Definitely a
coming out of
missile
his,
at certain hours.
that's what's coming out of his butt already. It's fine.
Okay, this is really funny. I'm sitting here and I've got OBS up recording this, and OBS is linked to my Twitch chat. So as I'm sitting here, I just see thank you, Tawa Waffles, for following, and I'm like, oh my god, am I streaming by accident? And no, I'm just recording. But
No, you were talking about the fact that you've been streaming, and I realized that had happened since I kind of went AWOL here, and I had not followed your channel yet. So I was making sure I did that before I forgot again.
It's okay. You gave me a little mini heart attack. I was just frantically checking. I'm like, I'm not streaming.
So anybody else, if you would like to follow Book of the Dead _ on Twitch, feel free to go give him a follow and watch him paint cool shit.
That makes me happy because then I didn't have to do that, and I didn't have to feel cringy by doing that. But yes, listen to.
Just embrace it, man. You gotta tell
Listen
him
to that guy.
Yeah, listen.
You
To
gotta
that
tell
guy.
him that you're a board game boss, or your one-stop shop for all things tabletop, and keep going on with your life.
Yeah, and be sure to sign up to Board Game Boss's newsletter, because if you do, you get 15% off your first order.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, when I did an advertisement for you and then Poggers back to back, and I think I got the percentages mixed up.
They'll figure it out.
they'll get it. Anyways, as we last left off, the party, having basically passed their job interview on Coruscant from this mysterious figure that they know as Axis, was given the task of capturing escaped Imperials that are trying to basically escape from the rules of the Galactic Concordance, which labels all Imperials that have not surrendered their Imperial status to the New Republic war criminals. So, working with Axis, they were given the lead on a missing Imperial within the underworld of Coruscant. Having, over the course of several days, and working with a local information broker, and destroying pretty much a floating island in the Loader City, they captured said Imperial after ripping the arm off of a crypto surgeon as well.
Hey, we still have that arm.
Still in my inventory. Yep.
They were given they were given their next location where where Axis said that their payment would be located, and they had to make it to the planet of Bracca, a scrapyard, a planet within the mid-rim. They were given two choices. They could go a commercial flight, which requires paperwork and trekking, or they could get on a freighter. Getting on said freighter, the party was not very happy with the quality of said freighter.
I don't know what you're talking
Or the captain of the freighter. Realizing the captain did not believe in safety measures or keeping his ship up.
Or droids.
The ship came under attack by an infestation of womp rats, picked up from the deserts of Tatooine. Exterminating the womp rats, the party settled down a little bit, and fast forwarding several days, we now arrive within the orbit of Bracca. And as the ship slowly comes out of hyperspace with a whoop, which is one of the coolest special effects they ever did in Star Wars now, I just gotta say. The ship comes to a stop.
But when it happens with this with this ship, sorry.
No, you had it right the first
I mean,
time.
Yeah, right. What happens with this
Not
ship?
incorrect.
It doesn't sound nearly as cool. Actually, it sounds more concerning.
Yeah. Yeah, the engines when it stops, the engines make that horrible. No, it sounds like a semi jack brake going off.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure Watt is currently in the engine room, desperately holding things together with Alexander by like sheer force of will and some duct tape.
Yeah, you got steam coming out of the engines. You got something leaking over here that's glowing. But eventually, the ship does come out of hyperspace, and the captain comes on the comms. We're in line to land at Bracca.
I'd like just sink down from where I was actively holding a breaker closed on the hyperdrive and just start crying a little.
Those of you near any viewports within this freighter, you look out and you see, as you can look on Foundry, you see the planet of Bracca. Orbiting Bracca, as you see little specks of white in the distance that look like stars, but as you get closer to this planet, you start noticing these are wedge-shaped items. And from the distance, you notice lines and gatherings of all of these Imperial Star Destroyers that are being taken down to the planet.
I'm sad. My laptop is not loading Foundry for some reason, so I cannot see what you're talking about. Sadly,
Well, we can
only in my brain.
we
I'll
have the
put screen share
technology.
so you can
Someone
see.
can stream
Hold
it.
on. Yeah, I got it.
That way you only have to run Discord. So, as you guys are looking at this viewport and you're seeing this collection of Imperial Star Destroyers, decommissioned Imperial Star Destroyers that are being taken down to this planet to be scrapped, the galaxy, as I like to say, is yours. What are you doing?
I give back the galaxy.
I don't.
Julie is starting to feel a little bit homesick as he looks down at this dust-covered, rust-covered, potentially, planet.
Yes,
and
yes. I think
I figured both, and doesn't see just a speck of anything water. I hope we make this a quick trip. This planet looks like shit.
Hopefully not too quick. And I look towards Watt and Shug. Think it makes it through re-entry.
I give it 50-50.
As almost like signifying a trigger, as Tis says that, the ship kind of shimmies and shakes. And you guys hear a deep resonating ping in the back of the ship.
I got it. You just hear a pit droid screaming from the engine room.
Is it like the R2 stream?
Oh, 100%, but from a pit droid. So
You
slightly
know-
higher pitched.
This goes along in case you need anything a little heavier lifted.
Julie will look at Shug and, there's still time to kill him and say the Womp Rats did it.
it's crossed my mind.
I mean, if what I did to that guy's knees is any indication, taking care of this giant slug wouldn't be much of an issue.
We don't know who might be looking for him on Bracca. Let's not create more problems than it's worth.
Fine. And Julie's like rummaging through his bag and just double packing everything and like pulls out the arm and like folds the fingers down to the middle finger and waves it behind the captain's back and then tucks it back into his bag.
I want to say at some point, Watt has like mummified the biological components of that arm because it was just a hand was the only thing cybernetic, and we ripped the entire thing off.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
You did. At the shoulder.
Like gentlemen do.
The little crypto surgeon didn't do anything to you, but you took an arm from him.
I mean, it wasn't intentional.
Hey, at least we didn't take a leg.
I mean, it was armed robbery.
If only he'd been wearing more armor.
Oh,
Listen, he's pretty handy around here, so we'll be fine.
If Julie uses it as a toothpick, is he armed to the teeth?
I'm just letting you guys,
Anyway,
letting you guys get it out now.
move it along, Bill. Move it along.
If I don't let him get it out, it's just gonna keep going.
He's not wrong.
Is this?
They're twisting my arm here.
I'll stop. I'm done. Damn it, Bill! I said I was done. You brought me back in.
All right, so the ship going into line, following with other freighters of the similar make, similar design, starting to enter the atmosphere of Bracca. As you go in, you start noticing thunderclouds and lightning going down. The entry is pretty smooth compared to most things, and water starts hitting over the viewports as you go down to this surprisingly dusty from orbit, but possibly a little wet planet. As you go in, breaking the cloud cover, it's pouring down rain, and before you, as you see in Foundry, you start seeing valleys of just this endless, surprisingly wet, dusty area, causing rivets of mud just running around all over the landscape as you see ships of various eras throughout the galaxy that are just laid on these mesas and these plateaus that are being stripped. You see these.
Pretty sure I have cousins that live here.
You see the sparks of various tools, even from a distance, going off. In the middle of all this, you do see various pits of just active tentacles coming out, as this planet is a breeding ground for sarlaccs that they seem to ignore. People that are working on the ship seem to obviously just ignore these massive tree stalk-like tendrils coming out of these pits as they continue working. The ship comes in, branching off. You hear anyone near the pilot hears him. Oh yeah, we dropped that load, so I guess I don't have to go over there. And you see him veers the ship as he realizes he no longer has the junk pod that you guys jettisoned in flight to get rid of the womp rats.
All those pods, he's only got one.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's coming here to pick up scrap, and he's dropping one off. He's picking up processed. When you first got hired, he said he was going to Bracca to pick up processed metal.
A lot of trouble. One pod here.
So
Yeah, but we didn't, so it's fine.
he gets on. He gets on his comm link. Sorry, I'm dealing with a lot of sinus pressure, so it's gonna be a lot of coughing.
It's re-entering the atmosphere. It'll do that to you.
Yeah, this horrible weather we've had lately. So going down into the atmosphere, veering right a little bit, eventually pulls up his comm link. This is as he stumbles over the name, as I am, because I have to look. Avar's Rest, looking to land, possible pickup. He looks back. Also, a couple of drop-offs. Looking at you guys. You hear someone speaking through Hatis answering, and he changes his directory and he starts landing towards this large enough landing pad for a ship at this size. As he starts taking it.
Did they say anything fun in Hatis?
Just a landing bay number.
Okay.
So, ship landing, you hear the repulsor engines kick on as he switches from sublight to just repulsor. And you just hear the groaning of the as the ship starts landing, and the groaning of the metal and the repulsors as it's struggling to keep the ship from just crashing into the landing pad.
The re-entry wasn't the worst part. It just like grabs onto a bulkhead. Everything just starts bucking.
So once the repulsors go in and it becomes ungodly shaking and shimmying, I actually need a dexterity check from everyone. That's not in a seat.
What? You never have to ask. He is not in a seat. It does not matter what is happening. He is not in a seat.
11 for Thule.
11.
22 for Tisk. Grabbing onto that bulkhead was a good idea.
I got a 19.
Yeah, that's an 8. Hang on, because it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Can't remember. Screw it. Whatever. I got an 8.
Awesome. So everyone that got above a 15, you guys stand strong. Thule and Watt, Thule just falls flat in the kitchen area. Watt, wherever you are, which you said you were fixing something in the back of the ship, you skillfully dodge some fallen storage crates, but you hit flat on the ground as this ship shimmies and shakes and eventually settles down into the landing pad with a thunk. You hear over the intercom of the ship, "We landed!"
I'm pretty sure I hear him just shouting, because the moment he got on the intercom after the Wombat incident, I probably did not reconnect that.
That's fair.
So he gets up and he starts fixing his pants. He's tucking his shirt back in. He walks over to the one access latch that you guys climbed up to get into the ship back on Coruscant. Kicking a hatch, the latch comes open, and it's just a kind of a vacuum seal breaking as the atmosphere comes in. Instantly, as soon as the atmosphere of Bracca comes in, it just reeks of rust and mud and wet. As the the hatch pops open, and you just hear as the ladder starts coming down. So, will we agree on your payment?
Goodbye.
Oh, all right now. Bye.
Thule looks at Shug.
What do you guys remember?
We
Did we discuss?
specifically said you don't have to pay us.
So long as he
but-
got the droids on the ship, because he was going to not let us on from the droids. Originally, there was pay that was supposed to be involved, but I don't think he ever stated what it was going to be.
Well, there's going to be now. Okay,
Yeah.
so How many days were we on the ship?
4.
And do you know off the top of your head what is a reasonable daily wage for like a person on a ship?
What does Shug think? A day?
I don't know. Like I was more asking like just
I mean, it's a galaxy, man.
what is the galaxy standard? What's the minimum wage? You know?
Well, you're in the process of transitioning between 2 governments. There could be anything.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is 200 credits a day. So hang on, I'm gonna get my calculator out. So there's 4 of us, and it was 4 days.
I mean, we're doing 200 per person or 200 total for 50 credits a day for each of us. I mean, I have no idea what.
So Shug literally goes through. He's like, well, we said 200 credits a day per person, 4 days, plus the your infestation that we cleared out for you. That's about 4,000 credits.
You see his eyes go wide. 4,000 credits.
Maybe next time, check yourself for leeches.
I don't have any.
Look, we didn't.
Wait, there was leeches, weren't they?
Yes.
You sure it was 4,000? Give me. What would you like to use? Would you like to use persuasion or deception?
So I'm not. I guess I am lying. It's up to you. I would like to use persuasion because it's better, but this is definitely more of a lie.
I'm giving you a choice. The way I do things, whatever skill you want to use, and you tell me how you're using it, and you make it make sense, I'll allow it.
As Watt is exiting the ship, he's gonna help Shug in this conversation.
Oh God!
By as soon as Shug gets to the point where he needs to make a roll, it's about the time Alexander walks behind Shug, and he's just cycling through weapons. There's a grenade launcher that comes up, a blaster, these predator claws that shink out, and it's almost disturbing. You don't know if the droid's doing it on purpose or not. And with that, I would like to assist with whatever he's doing.
Okay, so you're giving him the help action. Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna go about it with persuasion. I'm gonna start itemizing the costs. I'm gonna be like, so there was the rat infestation, and we killed this many rats, and that's at least this per rat. And I'm like giving him numbers, and then I'm like, and then we completely rewired your whatever, techno jargon, blah blah blah.
You're giving him the Jiffy Lube spiel.
Yes. Yeah. Literally.
It's like you're gonna try to talk him into upcharging, changing an air filter.
So really, the 4,000, that's a deal. Something like this would be closer to 6, but
all right. As this is going on, and Alexander goes walking by, and he's swapping through his weapon systems. You see his eyes kind of switch to the droid. So give me, with Watt's help action, give me a persuasion with advantage.
All right, I rolled a 16 on the die, and then 20, so 23 with my persuasion.
Nice.
He looks, he rubs the back of his head, and you just see, like, as he's rubbing it, the little stubble on the back of his head, you just see, like, flakes of brown skin, like alien, like dandruff flying off. I do that for the facial expressions.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my droid, and I, turn it so that the exhaust fan is, blowing towards him.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. It's only half what I'm going to make here. All right. And he pulls out this credit stick that, you ever seen just a really dirty USB that needs to get cleaned? As he holds it out to tap your credit stick with it. He's like, he rubs the tip of it off of his thumb. Here you go.
No, I have not seen that, Bill, but what I have seen are the grody ass fucking controllers that people used to trade in at GameStop, and
there you go. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
The ones you have to dip in alcohol just to even be able to touch them.
You gotta take it. You gotta take like a Q-tip to it to get the dead skin cells out of the crevices.
Yep.
This is disgusting.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
You're welcome for this.
Those are visuals that Yep.
So he holds out his data stick to give you the 4,000.
Great. I accept it in whatever way it needs to be accepted.
All right. You touching data sticks together, there's that transition noise.
I hate it. I hate it.
Especially with he rubbed the dirt off the tip of his before touching stick to stick. Here, what the fuck are we talking about? This is
What a
gross.
gentleman.
Body hygiene needs to be a thing here. Come on.
Whoa. I mean, I certainly don't expect it from this guy, but
Well, there you go. I can't say it was a pleasure, but it was business.
Basically. Bye.
So when you guys get down, Watt was the first one to leave the ship. Alexander following behind him. Alexander dropped and Iron Man landed from the little hatch that leads down in a ladder, and Watt is just standing there staring. Like he's, I don't know, like a Vietnam vet in a bar. Just
1,000-yard stare.
staring at all of these Star Destroyers laid out across the fields.
So, as you get down, you land on this. Landing pad. Those of you that ever seen the movie Alien Romulus,
Yeah.
it's very much the opening scene. You have these workers just walking around, minding their own business, just walking. You see security guards, all of them dressed in various different uniforms, all of them wearing overalls of some type, various different colors. You see Wookiee security guards walking around with blasters mingled in with these individuals. All of them have a black armband off with a white insignia on the side. Every one of them identifying them as something. Eventually,
Question.
what's that?
Are the insignias holdovers from Imperial days, or are they all brand new?
They're not Imperial of any type.
Okay. I'm thinking back to my days on a shipyard planet, kind of the reverse of what this was, if I could deduce their meaning.
You see this kind of portly, short, olive-skinned humanoid come running up. He's got data pad. He's okay. So this is Avar's Rest. I see. All right. Is Avar on board still?
And Watt's
his name?
still staring.
What's he look like?
Yeah,
the
his name is
big Duros guy.
Yeah. Daravar. This is Avar's Rest. He's up there, right? Kind of a slovenly guy.
unfortunately.
Doesn't bathe well.
Yeah,
I
that's the
know.
one.
Oh, good.
I never actually caught his name. I didn't want to be in his presence for that long.
You see him taking notes on the data pad, and
Oh, you don't need to take notes on that. I was just no. You know what? Put it in there for the next guy.
and who are all you? Are you guild members?
No, we just we were crew members that needed transport. It's fine.
Oh, you're not Scrapper Guild members?
We've been given a name of who to look for, and
I look at all of them like, are we Scrapper Guild members?
I mean, you look at Watt and you're like, maybe.
Yeah, what's his face told us that to tell them that he gave us a name. So this dude sent you, but I can't remember what name he told us to use. If he wanted us to use Axis or if he wanted to use a different name.
It was
We're
a
looking
different-
for that guy's name.
Yeah. He gave us a name of a person to look for, and that they would know who we were.
Because it's been 3 weeks, he actually
Yeah.
didn't give you a name. He just told you someone would find you when you got there.
Right. Yeah. We're here visiting. I've got family. We're visiting my cousins. You know do any Adaris? Any that they look like me?
I believe we have some Anzelans. I don't know if he's scanning through the data pad with his finger. I don't think you said Adati? No, I don't know.
Well, that was the maiden name. It might be under something else. But where does the Anzelans work? I am imagining it's like a group of Anzelans that just like go through and work with each other because I imagine that
your
would be most
family,
efficient.
Your family, they're Scrapper Guild members, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we need. All right, scans through. You see him turning pages on the data pad, and he holds this one up, and he's like, "Okay, can we get your handprint on this one, please?
No, thank you.
We have to certify you're here to visit a Scrapper Guild member. If not, there's going to be trouble."
I assure you, there won't be any trouble. And I glance back at Tisk and
Tisk
Tuli.
steps up and holds out his bounty hunter credentials, his forget exactly what it's called,
Guild shit.
but his guild chain code or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Gabe had it right. His guild shit.
Yeah, he holds out his guild shit and says, "This will be easier if we just go about our business."
He
Where's the
looks.
closest
He looks. He goes,
cantina?
"Oh, okay. You're good. You
They're
can
with
go."
me.
Oh, they're with you.
Yes.
All right, hold on a second. And he rummages through this bag that's at his waist. He pulls out this comm link. He's like, "All right, we have a Trandoshan bounty hunter. What's your name? Yeah, we have a Trandoshan bounty hunter named that.
Can you say it into the microphone?
Yeah. That is being accompanied by." And he counts 1, 2, 3. Is the droid with you?
Watt
Yes.
is staring off into nothing.
Is the little thing with you too?
But actually, at this point, I probably walked to the
Just
edge.
is starting to get annoyed. Yes.
All right. So one Trandoshan bounty hunter and 3 undocumented workers and a droid.
Are we done?
No, I need someone's handprint here.
Julie puts his hand over it, and his hand covers more than the pad, so there's no fingerprints or anything that can go on it.
Hold on. Julie, you have a hand.
Oh, I do. And Julie rummages in his bag. This one's a better fit anyway, and he pulls out the hand, the cybernetic hand on the arm, and like waves it like a magic wand. Where would you like me to place it?
Just for the sake of this, roll me an intimidation check, because this is pretty intimidating what you guys are doing to this poor dog.
Better believe it.
Dog worker.
Where's passive intimidation?
I'm so glad that Thule got the fucking memo.
See, everything there, you can make everything a passive skill. There is, I mean, you just add 10 to it.
It's a 16.
So with a 16, this poor humanoid just watches in horror as soon as the hand comes out of the bag, his eye is on the hand. He watches as you use it, and you like just touch it onto the data pad, and surprisingly, it accepts it. You pull it back. I guess that worked.
Wonderful.
Appreciated. Where's that?
It's already
cantina?
it's already coming in handy. He puts it back.
The cantina. You go down this boardwalk a little bit. It's a Scrapper Guild's cantina, but you're welcome to go there. He just seems like dumbstruck by what's going on. Yeah, just keep going down, and it's called the Rusty Bolt.
Tisk just reaches back to the little hand and puts a thumb up on the hand and walks off towards the cantina.
Oh my god, these poor people we interact with, we're probably scarring them for life.
Okay, what do you do?
So while all this happened, I probably like drifted off to the edge of the landing pad and just kind of staring out at nothing.
Yeah, you're just staring off to the horizon, just scrapped ships. From the you see these like pockmarks of just these canyons and these pits with tendrils coming out of them. As far as you can see, it's like looking into the Grand Canyon junkyard as you're looking out over this.
Eventually, Alexander walks up and stands next to me, like puts a hand on his hip, like he's being sassy. Just starts talking to me in binary, chit chat, and just kind of am stuck there. So something happened.
All right. So with that,
as I go to like head towards the cantina, I look over and I see Watt like off, and I move back and I go over and like just kind of like pick him up by the scruff and put him on my shoulder. Let's get a drink, and I head back towards the cantina.
So going into the throng of crowds, you see just tool belts, overalls, just various different species, just
fits right in,
just mingled in together. All of them talking. You hear various conversations about different ships that's being scrapped, new ships coming in, guild talk about product shared, profit margins, just everything about this whole community, this whole economy seems to be about scrapping these ships as you continue walking off. Give me a perception check, those of you that are paying attention.
Sure. What was the name of that cantina again? Sorry.
Rusty Bolt.
Rusty Bolt.
Rusty Bolt.
Thule with a nat 20.
Ooh,
Isn't it?
18.
A Watt with a 14.
Tisk with a big old 6.
Tisk is paying attention to Watt, with Watt kind of looking around, not noticing stuff, but not really noticing what particularly is sticking.
Pretty much just looking for the cantina and oblivious to everything else.
Thule, with your natural 20, you get that your pirate sense acting up, that criminal underworld feeling of being watched by an authoritative power, as you and Shug start noticing as you're walking these Wookiee security guards taking notice of you guys, even ghosting you a little bit.
Security guards, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Wookiee security guards. Some of them in standard Wookiee dress, nothing. Some of them in overalls. All of them armed, at least with a blaster. Not armed to the teeth, but like at least some of them have a blaster. Some of them have a rifle. I say security, but they look more of a loosely gathered militia more than anything. As you guys, nothing formal. As you guys are walking, at one point, Thule, you can even notice two of them are kind of, I want to say ghosting, but there's another term for it, where they're just shadowing you as they walk with you on either side of the group. Tailing, as they're walking with you in the crowd, but then they eventually peel off. But the two of you can realize you are being followed in this crowd.
I don't suppose you all have any Wookiee friends that would be searching for you.
Never met one.
Doubtful to be friends.
They Sure have shown an interest in us.
So continue down this walkway. You eventually find what at first looks like this round ball. It's a big round ball, but you start noticing, especially let's say people with how old is Shug?
He's younger for an Anzellan, not like, I don't know, he's like in his 20s as an Anzellan. I don't know what that means though. They have a shorter lifespan, so
Yes.
like in reality, I think he's probably like 16. I don't know.
Okay. The longer lived races, you eventually would see what identify what you're seeing. You're seeing the rounded orb of a Trade Federation ship. Just the orb of it. The donut like outer has been strapped and taken away, but just this orb has been stripped and sat at the end of this promenade that is just a makeshift municipal building in a way. And you just see a sign that has been the name has been welded on this rusty panel that just says the Rusted Bolt. And it's kind of hanging at a queue, but it's galactic basic as Rusted Bolt. As you walk in, the docking bay iris, you get near it, just opens up as the rounded entryway goes up as it detects you as you walk up. And people are walking in and out of this entrance to this pub as you're walking through. Very much the opening of The Mandalorian.
Do we have the cool music?
Yeah, you guys have your own thing. Come on, that is just the most amazing theme song to me. Like, I love the Mandalorian theme. So walking into this bar, it's you see just ranks of workers, obviously off their ship, enjoying various different alcoholic drinks. One bartender behind the bar, several tables that just automatically notice you as you walk in. You see several droids hooked up to Palinthe machines in the back, getting the alcohol of droids, getting their programming refreshed, as we learned in The Mandalorian that they do that. So the party walks into a tavern. What do you do?
Classic.
I head to the bar to get Watt and I a drink.
So walking up to this bar, you see a squid-like alien-faced entity, little frilled head. He comes walking up. Get closer. I've seen a lot of Trandoshans around here. You have to be with the guild, aren't you?
Depends which guild you're talking about, but sure.
Well, I don't think you're gonna be using a hydro spanner to strip a ship, especially
Not
with
that I
all those
can even
grenades.
Watt holds up a hydro spanner.
Well, ain't that cute? How much for him? The bar needs a
He's not
mascot.
for sale.
I'll rip testicles off and shove them down your throat.
Oh,
Sounds like too high of a price for you to afford.
he's got a little bit of an attitude. Not interested in it. I need a more friendly pet for the bar.
We're more interested in the drink than talk at the moment.
All right, here I'll just give you what we got on hand. The Scrapper's Delight, and he pours like 2 mugs, both of them the same size. One way too big for Watt. One pretty good size for you. As he sets both of them in front.
I hand whichever one is bigger to Watt.
I take it.
No, they're both the same size. Normal size for you, huge for fucking Watt.
It comes in pints?
Yeah, it comes in bites. He's like, it's pretty cheap swill here. That's just 2 credits.
I throw 10 on the table. Just keep refilling if you would.
Oh, okay. Well, it tastes a little bit like reactor fluid.
I just like drain half of it.
There you go.
I don't care.
As I sip it, is it old reactor fluid that has been fermented? Watt would
Yes.
know the answer to this
What
question. If it
skill
was.
would you want to use to determine that? That is the question.
I'm going to lean into biochemistry
Okay.
and use probably a medicine. I'm leaning into the biochemistry. Still trying to figure out how this works. Mod plus ability check plus it's the same number. So all right, no, it hits me pretty hard and caught in the overwhelming emotions that he's dealing with at the moment. He doesn't even think about it.
All right.
I rolled an 8.
Your old date. It does have a faint taste of reactor fluid mixed with the burning taste of alcohol. Reactor fluid has something to do with the mix, whether it is refined within an old reactor, it distilled in one, or it's or they add it for flavoring. You don't know.
Let's burn a bit. doesn't it?
Shug and Thule, what are you guys doing while they're at the bar?
Looking to see if there are any Anzellans in the bar.
Right. Looking around, it's easy to spot an Enzella. You don't see any currently at the bar. You do see some empty tables.
I'll take an empty table, and then I want to keep an eye out for anybody who. Okay, this is going to be difficult, I realize, but I want to keep an eye out for anybody who's giving us more attention than we deserve.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception for that.
Okay.
Perception or investigation, you can decide.
Okay. Where's my investigation? Sorry, my computer's super fucking slow. Okay, it's +7, and I rolled a 14, so 21.
All right, you sitting back at this table with Thule as Tisk and Watt join you. You're watching the crowd, and you're getting the usual party in the tavern, like side eye from people, whispers, everything like that. But there's only one person blatantly staring at you. This armored-headed, big, four-armed individual, ranked by two of those Wookiee militia members. This I'm gonna bastardize the name of his species. Basilisk. It's basilisk is basically what they're saying. Dexter, episode 2.
Got it.
Oh.
I love Dex.
What the fuck are those called?
Starts with a B. It's like basilisk. But
Yeah.
as you notice him and you make eye contact with him, he's drinking and he's kind of laughing. He kind of taps one of the Wookiee guys and he stands up. As he does, he's doing the old man grunt, like pushing himself up with two of his arms. He comes walking over towards your table where all four of you are, and he's pulling his pants up with two of his arms, and his other ones are like kind of fixing his shirt. You guys are new around here, I take it. All of you.
How could you tell?
Well, we don't have many Anzellans here, and we don't have any Hurlix, points to Thule. Trandoshans
What do you do now?
Trandoshans only show up when someone's on planet that has a bounty on their head. He points at Watt. And honestly, I don't think we've ever had a Lerman here. Take it you boys are not guild members.
Tisk like turns back around with the half drinking drink. Still depends on the guild.
Scrappers Guild, the only guild on Bracca that matters. I want to make sure, because as long as you're not guild scrapper members, you know you can't work on Bracca, right?
We're not here for work.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to know. You're not here for work, we don't have a problem.
No problem here.
He gives you that toothy Teamster grin. So, if you don't mind me asking, what brings you to Bracca if you're not looking for work? Why would you want to come to a back-end taint of the galaxy like this place?
Well, long story short, we did a job, and we had to come here to receive a payment.
Coming to Bracca to receive a payment. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But here we are.
Usually people come to Bracca to get stuff to sell. Well, if you need anything, you have I can vouch for you while you're working here, but as long as you're here, as long as you're not working here is what I was trying to say. You need anything, you can talk to me. My name is Russ. Russ Axe. I'm the Scrapper Guild foreman of Bracca.
Pleasure.
Curiosity striking. Always look at him, and we never really fleshed out the name of the planet that Watt was from with his Imperial entanglement. But just gonna name it Planet 4 for the short term here.
Sure.
You got anybody on Planet 4?
About with the Scrappers Guild? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
No, we predominantly work off Bracca.
Okay.
Have since before the Empire. Now, you be careful. You get out in the waste, you're gonna come across some scab workers, and they like to shoot first, thinking that you're guild members, because we find them problem.
Okay.
But you boys, let me know if you need anything. Just remember, don't accept any work here.
No line crossers here, sir.
That's what I like to hear.
I lean over and loudly to Shug. What does that mean?
He nods and he just turns and walks away. So
You'd have to be pretty ballsy to be a union buster on this planet.
So as the party sets at this cantina, a little bit of time, I'll say Tisk and Watt, you are into your second drinks from the bar.
Great.
The entire time, this Russ character sits across the room from you with his Wookiee guard, several people coming up and talking to him. Eventually, you see the iris of the tavern open up. And, you know, you've seen this. You've seen it open up within let's say, the past hour or so. You've seen it open up several times. People walk in, people walk out. This time it opens up, you see this pot-bellied, bunny-eared droid walk in. Those of you that know droids, it's an LEP series service droid. It has a data pad in its hand as it just walks forward, and you hear just the little squeak of its legs as it's looking at everyone.
I look over at Alexander and I just kind of nod. And Alexander walks over to him, and in binary, burp, 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 burp. So, who are you looking for?
He looks back at you, or he looks back at Alexander, and he touches the data pad that's on his hand, and he holds it to where Alexander can see it. And in binary, it lists off, sorry, trying not to sneeze, it lists off Anzelin, Lerman, Perlick, Trandoshan.
Alexander's iris like closes to a pinprick, like he's gonna pick a fight or something, and he just goes burp, burp, and leads the droid over to us.
And as it gets closer, he walks by a table. And as it gets by a table, you see this scrapper who notices the two droids. You guys watch this happen. They see Alexander, and Alexander leading this droid back to your table. Alexander passes by this table, and you just see the other scrapper kick the ever-loving shit out of this LP series droid, and it just falls over. And the scrappers at the table start laughing as it slowly starts picking itself back up.
I need to roll a how drunk, and the first is clear-headed and my decision. Sorry, guys. You all look over and see this, and the next thing you know, Alexander's drink is sitting there, or Watt's drink is sitting there, and Watt is not. As Watt is kind of sort of drunkenly walking over.
10 foot tall and bulletproof now?
100%.
If this was something that was easy to see, like the kick, not Watt missing, but if the kick was something that was easy to see, like Thule would stand up quickly as well. That's not how we treat people here.
Disc like sets the drink down after taking another swig, realizes that Watt is gone, and starts like looking around for where Watt went.
So you guys see Watt walking up to this group of scrappers that are just cracking up. They notice Thule and Thule what he said, and they kind of pause for a second. And the one scrapper that kicked the droid, and the droid's still kind of trying to get back up, says,
Alexander is helping.
"It's not a person. It's a scab droid." You hear the other guys start laughing.
Is there anything that identifies this droid as being, quote unquote, a scab or a non-union, non-guild? Sorry.
Not really anything, but at first glance, the droid looks like it's scrapped together by different parts. Its torso is like a patchwork of different alloys, like someone but pretty talented with droid repair built them, is what it looks like. But it looks like he was built out of junk, or at least repaired. As this scene is taking place, and the scrappers are laughing at this droid getting up, and they see Thule. Russ stands up. Hold now. They're new here. They don't know better. Look, I don't know why you guys are on the planet. Your business is your own, but you don't want to do business with that droid.
Why?
That droid's owner, not a very reputable man. You hear like a bunch of people start laughing.
What's the over-under that this droid's owner is the person we need to fucking talk to?
100%. There's no over-under. It is.
Yeah.
At this point, Watt is helping the droid up, and he looks him over, flips his pop lad open, and finds like a bolt that went missing or loose or something. Mend it real quick. I look up at the guys that kicked him. Everyone likes to kick somebody that's smaller. Doesn't make you bigger. Just makes you stupid.
You see the scrappers at the table look at each other and they start laughing. Well, we're sorry we kicked your little droid friend.
Pat him on the back. That's okay. And I take everything in his fucking pockets.
All right, give me a sleight of hand.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my inspiration, and I will also I will also give myself a temporary boost, adding a D4 to this. So I don't remember how to play this game.
New game, who dis?
Yeah, that's right. All right, we're going with advantage, and then I'm adding 1D4 as well. 24 total. Okay. Especially if I can steal his credentials for the guild and any money he's got, anything valuable.
I'm going to, let's see, with a 24, I'm going to let you have 3 rolls on the random pickpocket table.
Got it.
All right. Those should have came in as...
I just see question marks on
Yep.
my end.
That's what it should be.
right.
Let's see. What did you get? Just go ahead and reveal them. So, being able to pickpocket him, you get 3 items out of his pocket.
Okay, but no credentials. What is Moon Gold?
So,
Oh,
rummaging through and trying to find any credentials, you don't find any hard, like, credits, no, like, cards or anything like that. It seems like anything might be, much to the Empire's influence, might be based off his chain code, which is embedded to him. All right. What? Pickpocketing this dude, absolutely no idea.
Stealing more drugs. This is fine.
oh, yeah. But
that's right. Watt's an addict.
I'm hoping at this point we've been on this ship for several days. At this point, I've had time to come down on that.
Maybe depends on whether or not Watt found what Tisk has on him in that time frame.
Yep, that is true. Tisk has a pound of spice on him.
We'll figure that out here in a minute. But for the moment, I'm gonna take this dude's Sirakai, whatever this blue-colored alcoholic beverage that's fermented from berries and spice, and I'm going to use my action to apply it to a creature within 5 feet. For the next minute, he experiences a high that allows him to roll an extra D3 when making an ability check or attack roll or saving throw. And at the end of the high, creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or experiencing a low for 10 minutes. After which, etc., etc., etc. So I'm basically just going to take this dude's drugs and throw them in his face, just straight out in the open.
Okay, so Watt pulls his vial container out of his pocket, not really knowing what it is. Just you just threw that one item, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Throwing it in his face. Pull that up. Oh, there we go. Constitution saving throw off this dude.
Oh, the other one's a drug too?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's tech points too. Ooh. So I think he just gets the high. The
Depending on his current state as an addict, he would just get the high initially.
Well, the description of the item, there's no save until the end of the high.
So you just see his pupils dilate, and you see his friends immediately as this happens. You just see this table of scrappers just stand up, chairs go flying back. You see, as this happens, you see 2 other tables start standing up. You hear the Wookiee guards start like roaring at them. What is the party doing? As now Watt seems to have 6 angry scrappers standing up, staring at him, and one of them has at least got eyes, or his pupils are as wide as saucers, and like.
Hold on.
So while Jacob is thinking, Shug floats over with his hands up, like, whoa. Let's all stay calm here, because I'm sure you're all strapping young lads, but that right there is an ex-member of Hondo's crew, and that is a member of the card-carrying member of the Bounty Hunters Guild. So maybe not the best time or place to start a fight.
Yeah, Tisk is already like hand at a grenade on his bandolier, like with thumb like pulling down the activation point as just teeth bared.
Okay.
There's a vibro engine blade spinning across Thule's knuckles as
Jesus.
He has also stood up. I agree. This might not be your best move. We'd like to take our droid and leave.
I am going to ask for something I haven't asked for in any game I've played in 5e yet.
Okay.
I need a group intimidation check.
Hell yeah.
For it.
And that includes you too, Sho, because you pointed out that he's an ex-member of Hondo.
23 from Watt.
I use my inspiration point. I feel like I can do better.
Like, Alexander's blade is out, the grenade launcher is extended. Like, he's ready to go.
So, Watt doesn't look intimidating. However, this little mini predator droid behind him that's looming does look intimidating. By the way, that animated Predator movie trailer, oh dude, that looks so good.
Yep. Anything charisma based is not going to be my friend. Then it's a crap roll on top of it. So 5.
Why isn't? Wait, I thought we were allowing intimidation rolls to be.
I mean, even if you'll allow it to be like strength, or since I'm sitting here like using more technology as my like intimidation like perspective, making it more like int based, I guess. I don't know. Like the roll was still only a 6. So like
Yeah, because we tried that last time. I said I was going to experiment with it, and I let him roll strength, and it still was shit.
like I like the idea
Yeah,
of
I like-
different things as charisma being intimidation, but the roll in my case is pretty bad regardless. So
I mean, strength intimidation. Hold on, wait. Oh, I rolled deception the first time. No wonder it was so bad. Okay,
Actually,
hold
I
on.
could see this. Is there a demolition skill?
No,
Yeah, I have
it's the kits allow you to utilize certain skills in certain ways. So just like the demolition kit lets you create things, it also lets you identify explosives and know how to work
What
with
skill
them.
do you use to do that? Though?
It depends on what you're
It's-
doing.
most of the kits are intelligence based for like how you actually like, apply it.
I could see if Tisk is specifically using his grenade to intimidate with it, I see him using his demolition, skill.
That was kind of my thought whenever I mentioned like the possibility of int
Yeah.
in that situation. Even if we go with int,
Fuck
my
it,
total is
try
still
it.
only an 8.
Oh,
I mean, it's still only an 8.
Okay.
So like the base roll itself was bad enough. It's not going to matter in this scenario.
gotcha.
But I'm on board with like keeping that in mind for threatening with explosives in the future.
So they don't look like they're very. Shug, what was yours?
12.
They don't look like.
Thule would also have a 12 if we were going off strength instead of charisma.
So watching this party stand up, the Scrapper Guild members don't look that intimidated. However, they do seem to be eyeing the droid, like stepping away from Alexander a little bit as Watt stands up. Eventually, you hear a voice, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! What are you guys gonna do? You're gonna beat the hell out of a bunch of newcomers because they talked to Jude's droid? All of you gonna end up missing your shifts if they do anything to you. Ray, you can break an arm. What about you? That big guy over there, he can probably snap a finger. You guys gonna miss work? Nah, this ain't smart. I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys grab your little droid and just get out of here?"
You would like to do that.
Yeah, let's go.
I look up at you say his name's Russ.
Yeah.
Look up at Russ. I like you. You're smarter than he is. And I walk out with the droids.
So once you guys get out of the cantina, and tension kind of dies down a little bit, and you hear the murmuring start back up inside. This little droid hands up the data pad, and those of you that can read binary, Shug, you see, and Watt, which you knew because of Alexander anyway. You see 4 races listed down in binary on the front of this data pad.
What's your name?
It looks at you, and you did hear no audio coming out of it.
Tap it out.
It touches the data pad, and you see it moves, and you see the screen doesn't change. It just has the 4 races on it.
Hold out my pop lad with my data pad.
He types out, and it's LEPP.
Hi, Leap. I'm Watt.
This
This is Alexander Hamilton.
He holds up the data pad to all 4 of you.
We will follow.
He keeps holding up the data pad.
I take it from him.
As you take it from him, the droid puts its arms down.
I look at the data
Is there
pad.
anything visibly wrong with the droid? I just want to like take a look.
Just give me like a little tech check.
It's a 17. Sorry.
With a 17, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it per se. Like, it is a patchwork of various different droids put together in the form of a LEP series service droid. But it does appear that its auditory, its audio ability is not hooked up. It does not speak, and it does not do a binary squawk.
That's fine. His name is Leap.
So like it's there, but it's not hooked up, or he doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one, it seems.
Okay. I was gonna be like, fuck, I can fix that.
But what this data pad is locked on its home screen is locked, and it's a list of these 4 species.
I'm going to unlock the home screen.
Give me a tech check to see if you can.
I'm going to lean into my slicers kit, which I have expertise in. Oh, didn't mean to hit that twice, but either
Nice.
one of them is a shitty roll. So that I accidentally clicked advantage. I shouldn't have, but the highest roll was an 11.
Okay. With an 11, you're not able to unlock it, but you can tell because we believe in failing up. It doesn't have a normal encryption on it. It has a binary input encryption on it. Or no, sorry, biological input encryption.
I put my hand on the data pad.
As you put your hand on the data pad, you hear a beep beep, and you see the Lerman name disappear.
Touch the butt.
I touched
point
the
a
butt.
quad finger down and swipe it across the screen.
As each of you touches the data pad, the name disappears, and as soon as all four of as soon as all four of the species DNA is entered into this data pad, you see the home screen changes and immediately pulls up a holo map with a bing, bing, bing location.
Okay. Follow the map.
So,
Is there a local data sphere of any kind? Flash, can I?
do what? What were you asking? Hello? What were you asking?
Yeah, Gabe, you got muted there somehow.
Yeah, you just went quiet.
Dark.
On that note, anyways, it is about that time to take break. So we're going to go ahead and take break while Gabe figures out his technical difficulties. And we will be back here in just a few seconds for you guys, but we're going to take a little bit of time. So we'll be right back. And we are back. Awesome. So as we last left off, the party cracked the data pad by doing the DNA lock for each species. You now have an active blip and what looks to be a moving map showing you where to go.
Sweet. Following the hell out of that.
Yeah, with having walked out of there still with like Stein in hand, Tisk will throw back the last bit of this vile crap, give up, and throw the mug at the door of the place. Lead on.
So following this map, it leads you down pretty much the same direction you guys came in. You're going towards the landing pad, and at one point, the droid walking, the small bunny-like droid walking with you, leap. He follows. Once the map veers off, he goes with it, and you follow it down. It takes you down into this really tight corridor that, from a distance, looks like just a wire duct of these large wires that are attached to some of the floating ships up above that come down, hooking up to feed power from the substation down below. As some of these wires and these tubes are as big as round as Shook. Thule, you're able, like, everybody fits in here. Thule, it's going to be a tight squeeze for you as you're coming into this alley, taking up the rear, following this droid. Eventually, the alley leads to a very thin set of stairs that seem to be carved into the bedrock as you guys are going down. You're going down further into Bracca, it seems. Still being able to see the sky. You're not going down into a tunnel or anything. Water seems to be cascading down these steps. You guys are getting soaked as the rain continues to pour down. The smell of wet rust and mud around you, of this smell, and occasionally the sparking of exposed wires, that just laces this alleyway with like a hint of ozone every now and again as you're just coming down this area. It's one of those moments where you're like, am I going to get electrocuted? As this water is sparking down to these exposed wires. Droid just keeps walking as you guys follow this map. Eventually you come to this small outlet, or this small, what at one point might have been a landing pad, but it takes all of you squeezing out into this opening, getting very close, as it's barely enough room for all of you to fit out on it, but you look over the edge and it goes straight down. It looks like it's a dead end, but the map is leading you guys here with the beep, 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 beep in this one section. And the droid walks over and pulls a tarp off of something, and you guys see a small speeder truck that the map has led you to.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like much of a reward.
At this point, Watt has already popped the door. Has already jumped in.
Well, it's an open top speeder truck. It's not like an actual truck. As you get in, there's the pilot seat. There's a cargo area you guys could sit in. As you guys get in, of course, Thule, it's like, it lowers down. The droid taps Watt and points at where the dashboard is, and you see kind of an insert slot for the data pad.
Okay. I'll go up to the front seat and put the data pad in the insert.
All right, slide in the data pad in. There's like a little electronic click and you see like the home screen.
Take it out, put it back in.
You see the home screen shuts off, and then like beep zeroes out, and then boom comes back up, and you see a whole nother map.
So will you be piloting what, or do you want me to drive?
Oh, I can do it.
You
The
fit
seat-
better in the chair.
Seat's kind of small.
Tisk,
That's considerate of you.
Tisk hops in the back, unslinging the sniper rifle, and just like takes a seat, like knees up, sniper rifle in arms, folded, like looking out behind to keep an eye on anybody that might be following.
Thule is in a similar position, but his legs are hanging off the edge. Like there's not enough space for him to curl up in the back of this.
I'm gonna I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And he is seeing you pull out your sniper rifle. He will pull out his carbine. Are we expecting problems?
Always.
I was
That's
muted,
fair.
but I said it with you, Jacob. Damn it.
Wait. Let's do it again. Let's do it again for a take.
Okay.
Are we
I'm ready.
expecting
Deliverable.
problems?
Give us the line, Sean.
Are we expecting problems?
Always.
Oh,
There you
come
go.
on, Jacob.
I've been over this. We rehearsed it.
We gotta try again, okay? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, we'll do it live.
I'm gonna pat the seat next to me for leap.
All right, it kind of climbs up. It's like a little rounded belly, and it's one little, its legs are pretty short. If you've seen a picture of one of these droids, as it pulls itself up onto the seat.
And Alexander hops up on the hood, basically covering the front, and then we'll take off and follow the direction. I'm gonna pause and breathe real deep because it's been a little while since I've driven a speeder. Give myself some guidance. Let's see if I can even take this thing off. I am voluntarily subjecting myself to the chance of failure. Oh yeah, I got it. Whatever. 18.
All right. For those of you that have seen Wreck-It Ralph 2, when he got into the little like floating car and it was like dragging, it's like it's with Thule in the back of this as it goes on. And as you go off the edge, it drops drastically, like really far until the repulsor engine like kicks up. It's like, brrrr, and you start following the map. Two things that instantly pop out at you, Watt, as you're piloting the speeder truck. Number one, there's not a lot of battery life on it, but when you start to worry about it, you look at the data pad and you see that the battery drain is timed on the data pad with the distance that you're going.
Interesting. I'll point that out. Really wants us to get there on time.
And perhaps not leave.
Doesn't want us to steal his truck.
That's fair.
So as you're piloting, you see these large tendrils of these tentacle-like stalks coming out of these pits. You see other lift trucks driving through the tendrils, like dodging them. I need a pilot check as these large sequoia-like tree trunks wave back and forth, trying to catch whatever they can to eat.
All right, let's do this. Oh no! I rolled a
Christ.
1, and I'm out of inspiration.
Fucking course.
Didn't you have guidance too, though? Can't like any
Well,
boosting?
I gave myself guidance for the roll.
Oh, okay.
I was like taking time, and Watt was like, "Okay, you can do this," but I'm not just gonna throw it on literally every roll, you know.
That's fair.
All
Only when
right.
I got time to prepare.
So you dodge one tendril coming in, but the problem is there was one right behind it going right towards you guys. The giant sucker-like teeth of this tendril coming right at the truck. So in this split second, I will allow the party to act together in however fashion you want to. That's going to keep this tendril from snatching this truck up with everybody in it.
Thule is going to use his athletic skill to take the dodge action with the whole truck. As he just throws his massive weight away from this tendril to try to shift the whole truck in a different direction.
I
You know when
love this
one
so
person
much.
in the car is like bouncing their leg and you feel the whole fucking car
Yeah, the whole
shaking? Like
thing.
it's like that, but like Thule's entire body.
This feels like a dexterity saving throw based on Constitution. Like
I love this. Make it happen. Make it so.
All right. So if everybody agrees that's what's going to happen, it's going to come down to Thule. How does everybody want to assist Thule in this?
No pressure, guys. Thanks.
that's freaking amazing.
Can I assist with my natural 1, or am I?
No. You're the cause of the problem. They've got to fix it.
That is the whole.
That's accurate.
I think as Thule like lunges to the other side, Tisk like rears up and chucks one of his charges at this incoming like sucker.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking get it.
All right. And Shug, what are you doing?
I'm going to like dive for the steering wheel to like help turn faster, if that makes sense.
Okay, I got you. All
You're
right.
momming it.
Yes, yeah, I am momming.
It's like
Shug take the wheel.
it's like I tell the wife when I'm driving. It's like, you just sit over there and keep hitting your imaginary brake.
Yep.
Does this have oh shit handles like next to the?
No, because there's no
Can we grab
room.
something.
There's no room. All right. So what I need a attack roll from Tisk. I need a what do you want to use, acrobatics or strength?
Athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah, athletics if it could.
Well,
Yeah.
I need an athletics roll from you, and I need Shug. What skill do you want to use to pull the will away?
That's a good question. So I have a +5 to piloting, so I guess I'll try piloting since that makes the most sense.
Okay, it's fine.
Bill, just to check with you, throwing my explosive charges is normally a dexterity saving throw. Do you want me to just make an attack roll for the
Yeah,
sake
just a
of
ranged attack roll is fine.
Okay.
For this.
It says 17
Alright, I
for
got it.
athletics.
17,
I got a 13.
13.
for the sake of making it here
Yeah, I got you.
kind of normal? I'm just 19.
19. All right, with a 19, 17, and a 13, you guys acting almost in unison as Watt dodges this tendril and another one comes up and he's like, ah, screaming as his tendril's coming up. Shug leaps
Probably
forward.
don't even notice it.
Shug leaps forward, grabs the wheel, pulling with all his weight, which isn't much. Tully shifts
All of it.
himself.
My
Tully-
droid's I'm hanging on to my droid with my feet, and my droid is like pulling away from me, so it gives it more weight.
Tully shifts his weight, causing the entire truck to shift, but the tendril readjusts and is coming back at the truck as an explosive blasts off of it. You see the tendril kind of pull back in pain, and you hear a roar underneath you, way down underneath you, as the creature pulls its hand away as if it was burned. And then you are clear of the tendrils. Following the rest of the course, with the truck, eventually you come to you fly out of the common strip yard as you guys go into more of a junkyard-esque, as you start seeing debris and pieces of the ships from ages ago. It's decades of debris and detritus that has just been cast off, stuff they can't sell, that is just piled up in mountains, huge mountain-wise, not like beginning of Wall-E here. Mountains of garbage as you guys are flying through it. Eventually, the power supply on the truck starts redlining. Beep, 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 as it's running very short of power for the repulsor lifts. But you see that there is a landing area designated on the map between the two large mountains of trash.
That are in there.
Right. As you set the truck down and you land in the designated area, as soon as you touch ground, Leap climbs out of the truck and walks over to where there's this power box that is made up of an old gonk droid. The gonk droid shell that is kind of cemented. What's left of the gonk droid, no legs or anything. It's kind of set there. It's like a makeshift generator or data repository now. And you see Leap taps the shell of the old gonk droid, and you see another slot similar to the one that was in the truck.
Okay, we will follow the leader.
While Watt is moving the data pad to the new slot, I'd like to pull up my sniper rifle and just take a look back kind of behind us before we move on to see if we have anybody trailing us after the trouble that we had in town.
Okay. Give me a perception check with advantage because you're using the scope of the sniper rifle.
Sweet. Perception. Advantage. A pretty bad roll, but we'll go with an 11.
Watching through the sniper rifle with the streaks of lightning coming down in the rain, it's hard to tell, but you're pretty sure you're not being followed. What? Moving the data pad to the new socket. As you slide it down in, you hear the electronic connection again, and the screen blackens out, and then immediately comes back on with another map, and it's a map leading through the piles of garbage to a destination.
Okay. I'm just going to give it a minute to charge, that last minute bit of USB plug just to make sure it charges up and then start following.
All right.
Like, come on, Leap.
If you all ever had a parfait, they're delicious, but there are so many layers.
But everybody loves parfait.
I knew I liked you,
Face
Watt.
feels more like an onion.
I don't know.
Is that
I don't like no.
because
Get out!
You're no longer the leader.
What is just like this?
When I was in Japan, I had a parfait that was shortcake, kiwi, pineapple, and cherries and whipped cream.
That sounds
Sounds
Joe.
life changing.
It was. It was absolutely amazing. And you have this big 6 foot tall American guy sitting eating a little parfait in a cafe in Japan. And I was completely happy about it. So,
Sounds delightful.
continuing following this map, the cloud cover comes over and it starts to rain again over you guys as you guys are slogging through this mud that just reeks of rust and old cables and just dry rotted wires all around you. You see in the distance silhouettes of humanoidish figures digging through the junk around you. As you get closer, you notice that they're pieced together droids of various different styles. You see a construction droid with a protocol arm. You see pit droids that have various different attachments on them as they're all working. Someone has put these droids together with the junk that seems to be around them as these droids are working, digging through trash and bringing pieces together. Through the process of this, you see Leap continue walking forward in time with Watt as the map is leading you forward. Watt, as you're going, you see the map flicker for a second, and the blue hollow for a split second becomes red. And give me a perception check.
Okay. Finally, something over a 10. 18.
18. So as you're watching this and you're just staring at this map and the blue hollow of the map flickers red for a split second, you could tell with your perception for the briefest of seconds a pair of digital ominous eyes before the map switches back.
Wait, the eyes were in the what?
The map
Eyes were in the screen, or they were like reflected?
right now
from
you have a
behind it?
projection of a hollow off the data pad, a hollow of the map following it. For the briefest of seconds, the hollow disappeared, the bluish hollow of the map coming up, it disappeared, and you saw a reddish hollow of these ominous digital eyes, like almost like an evil emoji. And then it disappeared, and it's blue again.
Nah, I shrug and just keep going.
As you
What
get
could possibly-
as you get to a point, walking through with this map, you're used to the little ping, beep, 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 as you're going. And then eventually you keep walking, but the ping stays behind.
Okay, we'll go back then.
You go back, and the ping stays in place. The Leap looks up at you, and if you could tell, a droid is confused. He looks at you, and he tugs on your overalls, and he keeps pointing forward.
I'll look around. And for the first time out loud, you hear me say, Alexander, Century Protocol. And he goes and just starts scanning.
No shit.
So,
I think Thule would also like to start scanning at this point.
so you guys are looking around?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is there something here that's that we're missing? Like, is there a tunnel offshoot? Is there a hatch? Is there a hidden passageway? Something that
You, from the way it looks, you guys are in a little area. This up. You guys are in just an area where you're between four mountainous piles of just refuse.
In this moment, Watt will get distracted by a part on the ground while Alexander is like dutifully scanning. Alexander is very quickly becoming the player character here, y'all.
You mean he's taking his shot?
He's not gonna throw it away, that's for sure.
Not throwing it away.
No.
Yes.
he's so scrappy and hungry.
Yes. Oh no, since he got named Alexander, that's forever.
So we're just gonna have to like deal with Alexander Hamilton comments.
I mean,
Yeah.
Did you expect otherwise?
like you said earlier, Billy, you just gotta let him get it out.
So that's true. You just gotta let him get it out, I guess.
You're damn right you gotta deal with that.
Now I'm dealing with the damn sinus pressure.
Can't help you with that one.
So, okay. All right.
But yeah, we're actively scanning for threats at this point.
I think while everybody else is maybe scanning for threats, I think Tisk would start looking for like tracks and trails of where maybe somebody else would have come through, or like somewhere, like trying to track where to go from here, since the blip seems to have stopped.
So as everybody's looking around, give me perception checks. That includes
Got it.
Alexander.
Okay, he is technically, he can actually. He is mechanically a turret, but he does have stats. Watt is an 18.
Are you good with mine being survival?
A 17 for me.
17. Tisk.
For Thule.
And Alexander rolls an 11.
So Alexander rolls an 11. Who got above a 13?
Me.
Me.
So those that got above a 13, you start noticing movement on top of the junk piles. Red eyes that seem to look out over the rain, or through the rain, and duck back down.
Come on out.
You see Leap start looking around, very confused. Looks at you. So the only two people that got above 13 was Tisk and Shook?
No, Alexander did.
Okay.
Or Watt did. Sorry, not
Yep.
Alexander.
Eventually, coming around one of the bends, you see one of those pieced together droids, and it's kind of walking, and it's dragging a piece of junk with it as the rain comes clattering down. And it turns, and when it turns and looks at you, its eyes are red, and you see Leap kind of walk back. And as that happens, you see another one come walking out from between two other large mountains of dirt, and then you see
I'll look
I'm
at
getting the feeling.
Leap. I'll look at Leap and say bad.
what do you say?
I'll look at Leap and say bad.
Making no noise, Leap starts walking backwards as these three droids start advancing on you.
I just grin and giggle a little bit.
At this point,
Alexander, kill protocol.
and on that note, Bill's gonna cough. But on that note, we are going to do initiative.
Yeah.
Turn on the battle music.
Jacob, I needed to know what you gave me.
Yeah, I have not worked that up yet. So I go ahead and assume that I have given you like at least a.
I will shoot
you
it.
had- You had specifically you had a
have a
launcher.
grenade launcher. Integrated
Okay.
grenade
Hold on, let me confirm what ammo for that involves real quick.
So
I don't know if it's just like a normal grenade or if there's other ammo.
all right, making the battle map active.
Ooh, is there a light source? All I see is gray. So anybody who doesn't have dark vision probably got a black.
Let's see.
I just figured it was a problem on my end and started reloading.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, still all black.
We'll fix it. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
One of these little guys, is Alexander. I'm gonna one of them's Leap because I didn't have a.
Just put a marker on whichever one's
I'm
Alexander.
renaming them.
Oh, you're the man.
You're still level 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
cool.
can't see the names on any of the tokens. We don't have that visible on our end.
Well, Alexander, I'm gonna give control to you.
I'm in with a 22 on initiative. Get it?
I love the art.
I don't. That's creepy as shit.
Okay. That should be if anybody hovers over him, be able to see it. I'll do that for now because I won't take too much time doing that.
Yeah, Gabe, it's a safe assumption that I made you 5 fragmentation grenades in that time frame. I'll figure up exactly how much I've made across other things, but that's a pretty easy. That's like a day and a half out of the 4 days.
Is there a way this could be split between Thule as well?
I could easily have made more than that
Oh, okay.
across
Never
everything.
mind.
I have 2,000 credits to spend on crafting that would have been spent across that. So whatever you decide you use in this one, there are 100 credits a pop.
All right. So,
So-
Shug, what was
I can
yours?
craft something like 400 crededs a day.
My
Nice.
initiative was 16.
16, and your droid's gonna go when you go.
Yes.
Your droid will go. And who don't I? Everybody else rolled, right? I think I got everybody else correct on here.
I think so.
Alexander, is he going when you go, Gabe?
Yeah.
And what was your initiative?
7. Garbage. That's with the +4. Making me miss Ben.
Screens are willing to do what they want. Okay. So, starting off, beginning of combat, looks like Tisk. You are going to be the first in line as you see at least 3 junk droids coming your way.
Let's see. I think I see 3 small ones and 1 big one. Is that right?
Yes, you do happen to see a
Somewhere in
rather
there.
large one too.
Yep. That's gnarly.
Oh, I want it.
Yeah, having had the sniper rifle out here for other like up to this point, I think I'm gonna take bead on the big one there while knowing that I can see them at least and pop a shot on that. And I will use my superiority dice to also make this assuming a hit to make it a crippling. Oh, so let's see. That is gonna be boop boop. Where are we at? Where did my sniper rifle? There it is. Back. 21 to hit.
All right, which one are you shooting at?
The big one.
Big one.
Biggin.
21 to hit. 21 does hit.
Sweet. So I am making that a crippling blow. So that will be damage plus 1d4. Terrible roll for 9 points of damage, energy damage, if it matters. And the creature has gained 1 slowed level until the end of their next turn.
What's slow? I don't think slow is on here.
The slow levels is something that's different in Star Wars 5e. I can't remember if we've talked about that one much or not.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I think it just cuts their movement in half.
Yep, I'm going to put curse on it. I'm just trying to figure out an equivalent on this system to market. Okay,
Yeah, first level of that is speed reduced by 15 feet.
gotcha. All right, is that your round?
Please hold. Bonus action. Yeah, no, I can bonus action chuck a grenade. So I'm going to throw one right here in between these two. So fragmentation grenade to should catch both of those two.
What's the range on that grenade?
I can throw 35 feet,
No, the explosion.
15-foot radius, I believe.
Okay.
Check. Each creature within 10 feet, 10-foot radius. So it should be just enough to get both of them thrown
Okay.
it where I put it. So DC 14 dexterity saving throw.
C14 Dex. That's a 4 and a 21.
That 4 wasn't by chance a nat 1, was it?
It was not.
Just checking. So the 21 will save, the 4 will not. So 11 points of damage. So 11 points to the one that did not save, 5 to the one that did. That one.
All right, this explosion rockets through. You see it blow limbs off of this one, but it's still coming at you. The other one takes pretty good amount of damage, and it's still coming. Next up, this junk droid. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It moves towards Tully and you guys, and as it's slinking forward on broken limbs because it took a brunt of that explosive damage, it will raise a mounted blaster carbine that's been welded onto its arm as it aims at Tully, and that is going to be an 18 to hit Tully.
That hit.
All right, you are going to take 5 points of energy damage as these bolts come off its arm and fires into you. That is going to be its round. Next up, well, that's neat. This one's going to move forward 5, 10, 15. As it comes in, the other arm, the opposite arm that doesn't, the one arm has a mounted carbine on it, the other one doesn't, as a vibroblade folds out as it goes to attack you with a vibroblade. This humming of this electric vibrating blade comes in, and it goes to
Thule again?
What?
He's tagging Thule again.
No, it's the second one.
Different one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting lit up, bud.
And I don't think that's going to hit. That's going to be a 13.
Just hits.
Just
Matches.
Okay.
Just hits.
You're gonna
Dude,
take-
my whole
just-
plan was
just
to put
hits.
fucking tactical barrier on you, but I need for it to be my turn before I can do my dude.
Take 3 points of kinetic damage from the vibroblade. All right, Thule, it's your turn.
These rewards remind me a lot of Hondos, and I begin getting angry. And I would like to bonus action rage, and then I would like to use my action to reckless attack the one in front of me. As I whip out the big mace.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Right.
Is that what you call your penis? The big mace.
This is the vibro mace. That's the vibro hammer.
Oh, my mistake. So
Right.
what you're saying is the hammer is your penis.
Right. Is it not rolling anything? Is that no?
So rolls.
that's
Yeah,
how it
I see
rolls.
rolls.
Okay.
You rolled a 22 on your
That's
vibro
good.
mace
Mhm.
attack.
Oh, sweet. I'm glad you all can see that. Sweet. So then I should come in here and go, damn. Oh, now it's popped up. Cool. And damage. I didn't roll for that either.
You get a 12.
12 points of, what is that?
Kinetic.
Vibro mace damage. So that's bonus action rage. I'm going to move to set myself in between both of them.
Okay.
And that was targeting this one. And then I'm, standing.
Yeah, your vibro mace slaps into this junk droid as pieces of it go flying off. Still up, but it is pretty destroyed so far.
Perfect.
All right. Next up is Shug. That was the end of your round, right, Tully?
Yes. Sorry, I should have hit round over. I apologize.
No, that's fine. I got you.
All right, so Shug taps away on his data pad for a second, and then his droid launches this little, looks like a little sphere, like maybe golf ball size, maybe a little smaller, towards Thule. And the sphere starts orbiting around Thule and projects this tiny little energy shield. So I'm casting Tactical Barrier. You get +2 to your AC.
Nice.
And that's a bonus action. For my action, I want to take a wrist blaster shot at one of these little guys. One of the guys in melee with Thule. And I nat 20. Holy shit.
Nice.
Going to do so much damage, guys. Okay, so it's a D4, so it's 2D4 and my sneak attack because they are in melee, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've put both of them in melee range with me.
Guys, look at all this damage. I just did 13 whole points of damage. Sorry, that's 15 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Voice.
So when I do that, I'm going to use my skills exploit, which is instruct. Basically, I have to make an attack. If it succeeds, I get to make an intelligence check contested by their charisma deception check. So, Bill, I need a charisma deception check from one of the droids.
Charisma deception. That is a 10. I take it that's not going to be good.
You say 10?
That is a 10. Yes.
No, I got a 14 was the contested roll. So I get so now the wording on this is so convoluted. Okay, so I've successfully found a weakness in my target. So now, the next time one of you guys attacks it, I can spend my reaction to give you advantage on the roll.
Nice.
And if you hit, you deal an extra 7 damage.
That's fine.
Did we catch all of that?
Yeah.
Okay. The wording is atrocious on this ability, but it's cool. So I do that. Basically, I hit the droid and I watch the energy like crackle over the droid, and I'm basically looking with my eye for detail. I'm looking for like where the plates seem weakest, or where the energy like absorbed into it the most, and then I point out that spot to whoever attacks them next, basically.
Okay.
So who's next after me? It would be
Droid.
Watt, I guess. I wouldn't use it on Watt though. I'll probably.
Wow.
So okay,
Damn.
so like legitimately though, like you're so unpredictable that I don't know that you're gonna.
I mean, you're
And
not wrong.
Shug knows that. That's right, which is why I wouldn't use it on you. So
Not lying.
I'm gonna use it
Not
on. I'm gonna use it on Jacob or on Tisk.
You don't have to declare it.
I'm actually hovering right by your head. So as you're aiming down the rifle, I'm basically like, hey, look at that, like this spot right here below its right at where the leg joins the hip joint. Shoot it right there. It's its weak spot.
I dig it.
Also, Thule, you have a barrier now.
Thank you. I saw that. It looks great.
Yeah, hell yeah. I would like to go and hover behind Tisk if possible. And
Okay.
Bill, I need you to move me because I can't.
What about your droid? Your droid going with you?
No, I'm going to send my droid forward, and he's going to attack the guy right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Your droid is
Let me
next
roll
up
for
anyway.
that. Yeah. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And this is ion damage, so it's going to be doubled, right?
Yep.
Cool. So I'm
Unless
rolling a
these junk
D4,
droids
so-
are ion shielded.
Sure, true. So I rolled a 2 on my D4, so if it's ion damage, hopefully that just did 4. Does it? So my droid just like zips up, and then his little shock prod emerges, and he's like,
Is that an
and I
automatic
want to
hit?
watch. What was that?
Oh, wait. No, never mind. You asked me if it hit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So it shock prods it, and then we watch the electricity spread out over its body. Does it look like it hurts it more than normal?
How much damage did you do to it?
4. Well, 2 unless it's ion damage.
So as you hit it, it starts and you start shaking, and you see sparks coming out of it, and like various different pieces pop up at these little attachments, and eventually it falls into the mud, smoking.
Hell yeah!
First blood. All right, next
I'm
up.
not expecting to get that with my droid.
Next up is that junk droid. There we go. And this one's gonna move. Its speed is reduced by 15 or knocked down to 15.
It's reduced by 15.
Okay, 5, 10, 15. Okay, so it moves here. Range 80 feet, 320. All right, so as it does that, it comes walking up slower as you've blown a section out of its leg as you see this just piston kind of leaking oil and hydraulic fluid as it's walking. But as it gets to a point, it slams both of its massive arms into the mud. And as it does, you just see this barrel fold out of its chest as its head folds back, and it becomes an artillery piece.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
You all look at that and you're going, oh shit. And then you look at Watt, who is now inspired.
As
Of course, yeah.
it aims
Deployed.
at Tisk, and Tisk, you see like very anime-esque. You see the energy light up at the base inside the barrel as the blaster bolt flies towards you. This massive blaster bolt from this kit, and it rolls an 8.
Yeah, so this thing comes in and Tisk just like drops down behind his shield as this like deflects off the shield, running a little high and back into the junk behind him.
So as your shield takes the brunt of this and it deflects, and you look up and it's like, surely he doesn't have another one in him. You see another one charging up as a second multi-attack, a second blaster cannon fire comes out.
I don't like it.
This
I don't
one's a
like it.
natural 20.
Oh, no.
Oh damn!
No.
So with a natural 20, let's see, 2d10 with a natural 20, 2d10 plus 1. It's not that bad. I can roll for these. All right, so that's 14 points of energy damage as you are hit straight with this blaster cannon.
Yeah, that hits, and like the second shot blasts the shield back as I like stagger back from it, and then I just like give a roll of the shoulder, bringing it back forward as I will use my reaction to use my Trandoshan regeneration to re-heal for 1 hit die.
So as you're doing that, the blaster cannon folds back up as it's getting ready to move again on its next turn. Leap, who it's his turn, he will run 5, 10, 15, and dive into the refuse to hide.
Nice.
Oh, he rolled a
Well
natural
done, Leap.
20 to hide. So he is. Yeah, you guys don't see him. He vanishes like a bunny, jumps right in. Okay, you guys don't see this, but you hear stomp 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, cool. Good stuff. Oh, nice.
Let's see. Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Thule
makes-
sees it. Yeah,
Got it.
everybody sees it as a second behemoth appears behind the first one.
Cute.
The cutest.
What is your turn?
Okay.
As you've been, you didn't get a bad initiative. You've just been mesmerized.
I've been just giddy is what's happened. Thule and Tisk have both taken damage.
Yes,
Uh,
Tess definitely,
correct.
yeah, and Thule.
Did heal once I figured out where to roll it correctly on that for things. This did heal for 9, 14 damage from that. So solid.
Okay. All right. I look over at Thule, who's taking the brunt of stuff right now, and just flip open the pop lad and tap a couple of buttons, and this little ball goes ding, ding, ding as this mist comes up around you, and as you inhale deeply, you gain health. As I cast Culto Pack on you as a bonus action, it's 1d4 plus my tech casting ability, which is 4. So you regain 2. So you regain 5.
Okay.
5 hit points. And then these two are within 5 feet of each other, right? The big guys?
Yes.
Wait, what's the range on this?
No, they're 10
I
feet.
mean, do they take up a square? Or
They are. Yeah, I'll stretch it. I'll say they're 5.
okay.
If you're,
Uh,
I'm sorry.
Let me
Go ahead.
double check the range on this. I can see with the target. I can see within range. Perfect. I slap another module into my little pop lad and rotate it, turn, and then point at the big guys. And you're like, what is Watt doing? It's just grabbing junk off the ground and throwing it on at his pop lad. And somehow this little rocket blasts out from the pop lad. And it looks like one of the little Mandalorian darts and strikes this one. I hope I have to roll to hit on this one. So attack, natural 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fucking take that.
Nice.
And so every creature within 5 feet, so the guy in the back needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's an 11.
Looks like it's DC 12.
It is.
So.
That is correct. The creature within 5 feet of the target. The math on their auto calculation is wrong. So the target is going to take 4, 5, 6, 7 points
Correct me if
fire
I'm wrong.
damage.
So, Bill, tell me if this needs to reflect anything from your own, but aren't we doing the like brutal criticals where like max first die and roll of the second?
Yes, we are.
So 7, 8, 9 points of damage to this guy.
And if it's a vibroblade, it has a chance to sever.
I definitely didn't do that earlier. I didn't realize.
And the guy in the back is going to take 5 points of fire damage.
All right, as this missile percussion explosion, as the
6, 7 total. 7.
7 total on the second guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So as this concussion explosion with inside this junk behemoth, as it's blown to the side and fire sprays out of it into the face of the other as you hit a fuel line. They're damaged, but they're still coming.
Yeah. I'm going to step 5, 10, 15 to here and say, Alexander, you're up.
And Alexander's next.
So, Alexander, I cannot move, is going to move to here. And he's going to make an attack against the big guy here. So, d20 plus 4, 9 to hit.
9 does not hit.
No, I didn't think it would. That's second one right now. So, that'll be it for Alexander. He's got his shit together and he's ready to fight.
All right. And up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And top of round 2. So looking at the clock, it's almost time that we usually stop, right?
Yep.
To do accolades. Do you guys want to keep going? You want to call it? Because we'll pick up right here at the beginning of round 2 next week.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So we will call it here and pick up right with the beginning of round 2 in combat with the junk droids.
And between here and next week, I will confirm the number of like grenades things that I made kind of for
Gotcha.
the party. Distribute those. However, I can craft 350 credits per day worth of. So across 4 days, I easily made as many frag grenades as people want.
Shug, you have a superior med pack from my craft.
Okay.
All right. So
Also,
where
a
we
reminder
last left off.
Reminder of something that we had talked about last time that might have been forgotten. I know Thule was looking to have his vibromace upgraded. That I think
Julie
Shug
was talking,
gonna
yeah,
have.
to
right.
Shug about scrapping the extra vibro maces that we took from last combat and turning it into an
Yes.
electro hammer instead.
So I'm happy to say that I like spent time on that, but I wasn't sure if Bill needed me to roll anything to like see if I was successful. Because
We'll figure it out
I
before
don't know.
next week.
Okay.
All right. Let's roll off for accolades.
Roll off,
Go
Jacob.
off what?
Roll these.
15 again.
Oh, I also rolled a 15. Is that a roll off?
Yeah, that was a roll off between all 3 of us then.
Fuck. Okay.
I rolled a 16, so I get to go first.
Yep.
I got a 19 on my reroll.
4.
Okay, so it's Thule,
Julie, Tisk, Watt, Shug.
Watt, Shug.
I'm going last with a fucking 15. Fuck off.
The opposite of how this normally goes. We're normally like all
Yeah.
single digits on this.
I know. I'm
It's
upset.
like I'm going first with a 7. What?
All right. Thule, lead us off.
Yeah, Bill, I'll start out with my DM blade. I think I really enjoyed. I had to do some diving to figure out what an LEP droid was, but it gave me a lot of appreciation of this, like, go here, then go here, then go here, and figure this stuff out. It's very White Rabbit vibes, as these are actual like butler dressed looking rabbit style droids, and it gave me it was very much like, you know, follow the White Rabbit to, you know, whoever this person is going to be. And I really appreciated that once I looked into the lore behind you know, what an LEP droid is. So, thanks, that's really cool. I'm a huge Wonderland fan, so I got a big kick out of that.
Oh, thank you.
From player perspectives, I loved the blank stare PTSD callback response of Watt early on. I thought it was a very appropriate juxtaposition to Watt's typical presentation. And I thought that was some solid character building for Watt to display both sides of that.
Yeah, Tisk is.
Let's see. I liked a lot of stuff from people today. Let's see. I will throw mine to Thule for body checking the truck in the scenario there, which I will segues into my accolade for Bill on finding a way to use Sarlacc as a natural hazard as we were traversing this place. I like what you've done, like with the world as a whole here, on kind of how it's been presented and how it's gone in place. Sarlacc was not on my list of things to find here, so kudos for finding a way to incorporate that. That was cool.
Oh, thank you.
Bingo.
And what?
Roleplay wise, and there were a couple of good moments. I'm gonna have to give it to the party for like no questions asked. Fuck it, we ball backing Watt up in a bar when he was picking a fight with an entire Teamsters crew, which is usually a death sentence.
Well, the reality is they were going to be dismembered, but they didn't know, so shut down.
We didn't need to be fugitives day one, and they didn't need to be missing their shift day one.
Look, there was Wookiee pelt points to be had. Tisk was in.
Yeah. Really thanks to the whole party for just being like, all right, we roll, let's go. It's the I can't tell you where we're going, I can't tell you what we're doing, but I can't tell you we're gonna hurt some people and we can't talk about it ever again. And you'd be like, all right, whose car are we taking? That was the moment tonight. I appreciate it. Bill, my accolade to you is twofold. Number one, the Teamsters vibe was real, but how the dude de-escalated the situation was so freaking appropriate. It fit. If you've ever been around Teamsters, especially around theater, like it just absolutely. Yep, that's exactly how that would get de-escalated.
Yeah,
That was phenomenal.
Not like Bill didn't work with Teamsters for a long time.
Yeah, we're all gonna get hunted down now. Semis at the end of the road, like a B horror film. And second fold, I love scrap droids. I love what you're doing. So it's just a nice thing to see.
Oh, appreciate that. Shug.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give mine to Gabe for a couple different moments. I appreciate that. So Watt doesn't talk a whole lot, but you face looks like, or what like your reactions are to these things that are around you, and that's a really like unique thing that I don't think I've ever played. I've never played with anybody that's done that as well as you've done it with Watt, where it's like it's very obvious what you're feeling without you saying anything. And I appreciate that. That's good character and role playing building. So
Thanks, man.
yeah. As far as Bill, my favorite part of the session was scamming Dar out of what the fuck 4,000 credits that you gave us. Like I know you know how much we all fucking hate the character, and that kind of gave it less of a bad taste, like walking away from him and not having done anything to him. So yeah, really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
appreciate that. So starting off in reverse order, Shug, I was actually going to say the taking advantage, taking the moment to scam Dar was like, oh, like yeah, that's awesome. That's a very Shug thing to do. I appreciated that. I thought that was pretty good. I also enjoyed the interactions with Shug in the tavern, and I'm kind of happy we actually got, even in a sci-fi game, we got the party walks into a tavern. That made me a little happy. And then what? I'll mirror the PTSD, but I like how one, you reacted to Leap getting kicked, and two, how Watt kind of took over when it came to Leap. Like Watt was leading up the map. Watt drove the truck. I kind of liked that. I kind of dug that. I liked Watt stepping up for that.
But it was
Tisk, I don't know why, but it seems like as soon as you got the Bracca, I felt like this seething anger from Tisk. I don't know why I felt that. It's like you were quiet, but when you spoke, Tisk felt like he was pissed.
interesting. I think it was Tisk just being Tisk, but most people would probably think Tisk is pissed most of the time, whether he is or not.
I think that's a good track on that.
I'm gonna take that as me playing Tisk well.
There you go. There you go.
Tisk tisk.
And yeah, and I have to say, Thule feels like Watt's ride or die, like a lot, because I've seen it's like throughout the campaign so far, if Watt's getting into a fight, Thule's like, where they at?
So Thule has
is
imprinted on the
maintained in the
entire
best game.
party as the party's ride or die. It just happens that Watt triggers it the most.
Yes, correct.
What does? What is a little plot gremlin? So when it comes down to it, it's he gets it going. So
So whenever you need something to happen, you just put something that you know Watt will touch. I've had a player like that before. It's wonderful.
it's really
so
funny.
refreshing to play that character.
So my accolade, my DM accolade's gonna go to Watt for this session. So you will get Watt will get the inspiration, which is good because I think you spent one.
Immediately. And that will be every time I get it. I will spend it immediately.
So yeah, a lot different from Thrain, where we sat on the inspiration for weeks on end. So we will pick back up next week, right here. Find out why these junk droids are acting the way they are. Find out who this mysterious benefactor is that Leap is leading you guys to, and find out what your reward here is on Bracca. So as we like to say here at the well, we'll get into that. At the Forever DMs, be sure to follow the Forever DMs on YouTube, on Twitter as well. We pop these up on YouTube every Wednesday. Well, this episode will, of course, be live tomorrow on Wednesday. And as we like to say here in the Forever DMs, practice kindness. It is a free action. And we will hopefully be with you guys again next week.
Boop.
There we go.
Lord willing.